Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Ruff, and I'm coming to you from Canada today. And we are going to be talking about the decimation that is happening in the market right now that is ruining people and is going to send hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people into foreclosures. Are we seeing another 2008? That's what we're going to be talking about today, and how to protect yourself. All right, let's jump right into the articles today, you guys. First and foremost, I got my Union Jack here. Very sad day. I am from Canada. My queen died today. It is terribly sad. I felt that she was like my grandma, I've never met her, but I really like her, So I don't know. Do you guys like the queen? If you do, you can leave a message down below. I'd love to hear about it. But very sad day for the queen. And what else can we say about that? Not much, right? But all right, you guys, moving on to some of the articles, let me talk to you about this stuff. This is what we're really, really worried about. Canadian debt levels hit record high as payment shock looms for some borrowers. Now, you can go check out this article on financialpost.com. Post haste, it says Canadian debt levels hit record high. Look at this. Total debt reaches 2.24 trillion with a T trillion dollars in the second quarter, an increase of 9.2% from last year. That is bananas territory, how fast that is going up. Crazy. All right. As we move down, I think I highlighted a couple more spots here. Yeah, this number is 16.4% higher than levels in 2019. What is that telling you? That is telling you that the markets and people are suffering, that people are really trying to make these payments on food, energy, all the other things. Daycare, doesn't really matter what, right? The people are suffering right now. So I talked to somebody this morning. I'm going to tell you about that. That said these trends are expected to continue as interest rates march higher. The Bank of Canada has indicated it will keep hiking rates until inflation hits its preferred 2% to 3% target. Okay, so there hasn't been any mincing of words from the United States or from Canada saying they will continue to raise rates until they get 2% inflation. So don't expect it to end. And these rates are going to be ridiculously high. What does that mean? What we're seeing, earlier in this week, we saw 6.5. And so now that they raised it 0.75%, we should be used to seeing something in the sevens, 7.25 or something like that. Also, there's another paragraph. Look at this same article in Financial Post. It says that on the TransUnion, which is the credit reporting agency, who has more information than these credit reporting agencies, did a study. 7.8 million consumers could find themselves struggling to make their debt payments if their monthly expenses rise by $200. An increase of $500 would negatively impact 9.6 million borrowers. I think that we have to take a moment, you guys, and just understand this. In Canada, you cannot get a credit card and all these other debt instruments unless you have a job. Yeah. So in Canada, 30 million people, 32, 34 million. Out of that, there may only be 14, 15 million people working. Remember, we have a lot of seniors. We have people who are on welfare. We have a lot of children. We have a lot of different groups, right? So not everybody's working. To say that 9 million people will be affected in Canada, that's 9 million households out of what, 14 million workers? So it's a lot. It's everybody. And did you see what they said? If the payments go up $200, they're in big trouble. If they go up $500, it could finish them. Let me tell you about the story. I talked to a guy this morning. His at $500,000, that was his mortgage. In February, his payment was $2,000. Today, his same $500,000 mortgage, 6 months later, 7 months later, is now $3,600. We're getting really close to doubling of territory. And he lives in a tiny 400 square foot place. He does his bed touches his sink in his kitchen. He can't go like house hack and have other people move in. He's going to get wiped out. He says, I got 1 month left to go. And if it doesn't turn around, I'm like, well, what will happen? He's going to get foreclosed on. He's going to lose his house. So this is going to happen not to one, two, 1,000 people. We're talking to hundreds of thousands or millions. According to TransUnion, 9.6 million people will be hurt, financially finished, if the payments go up $500. This guy, his payment's up $1,600, and he's in the lowest, smallest place he can buy. So think of that. Think of what's going to happen if 9.6 million people are going to get hurt by this. All right, let's jump back into this because this is from TransUnion. And you can go look up this article again. Like I said, Financial Post. This worries me. All right, what else do I have worried about? Well, there's all kinds of stuff that's happening right now. So if you look up again on Bloomberg.com, you can go there. Uganda's corn industry is demanding a ban on food exports. If you guys follow me, you saw that Indonesia was banning the export of palm oil. China is banning the export of rice, also banning the export of all fertilizers. So is Russia. We now have this growing amount of countries. We're up to probably 25 countries that are banning the export of food. And guess what? North America imports a lot of that food. So we're going to be running into shortages, which means a lot higher prices. Okay, well, my goodness, David, you're telling me already that number one, food prices are going up. Number two, you're telling me mortgages are going up. Number three, I see that fuel is going up. Yeah, this is where we can be worried. So if we continue on, what is the government's going to be doing about it? Well, this was just an article. Now, it's not in Canada, the States. This is in the new government that just came in the United Kingdom. She said that she had consistently opted to cut spending on benefits. So this is the new government that is just coming in. They want to cut benefits, cut pensions, cut welfare. So as they do these cuts to save money, think of the damage downstream that this is going to be happening, right? Is it just food and stuff? No, we have another article I'm pulling up here on Bloomberg as well. Go look this up. Can you afford to hoard is the title of the article. It says toilet paper costs are spiraling. Yeah, well, we've been through that, right? We lived through 2020 where you couldn't even buy toilet paper. It goes on to say it's getting expensive to make bathroom rolls, which means reduced production, shortages, and higher prices ahead. At the same time, it's a story for Europe's entire manufacturing sector. Okay, so now we are into some trouble, right? Because now we're looking at toilet paper, all made goods. We're looking at fuel. We're looking at food prices going up. We're looking at mortgages getting paid up. Listen, before the pandemic, they tried to raise the interest rate 0.25% in 2019, and the economy almost collapsed. Then we had the pandemic and all of this fiscal spending. And now they're not only just talking about not spending, they're talking about pulling money out of the system, and they could be cutting all of your pensions and benefits and everything else. There's got to be a lot of cuts that come from this. So there's going to be a lot of pain. And Jerome Powell at Wyoming 2 weeks ago just made that announcement, and he said, we expect a lot of pain to be coming on businesses and people and so forth. So this is what we're worried about. And I mean, you should be worried about it. Everyone's got to be cutting costs where they can. So there's only a few people that can decide not to cut costs. And if you go to tradingeconomics.com and write Canada's money supply M2, and you look at Canada over the past year, you'll see that the spending is going up and up and up and up. Almost every single month, their spending is going up. So if you work for the federal government, you can keep spending more and more and more. But if you're anybody else, a living, breathing human, you guys got to start cutting back. So there's going to be massive pressure. The only way that you can make through is you have to out earn inflation. You have to get the skills to be able to make more money and outrun this inflation, because it will be coming for you. If you are a T4 worker in Canada, W2 worker down in the States, you're working a 9 to 5, we're going to be into some serious trouble. You've seen everything go up 50%. during the health crisis, but you have not seen your wages go up 50%, which is a recipe for disaster. So this is where we're very scared. Listen, the governments are scared too. They know what's in front of them. They have those two choices. They can either move forward and make this call. And if they move forward and make this call, they are going to be in some serious damage, ruining the economy through a recession, a very, very bad one. Or we could do it through inflation. But here is the trouble. We've run into this in the history books. What happens if they're raising interest rates like crazy and the economy is tanking at the same time? And they're doing both at the same time. That's what it looks like is going to happen. Now, we hope that it will only be one of the other, right? We just hope that it won't be inflation plus a decrease, but that sure looks like what it is going to be happening. What can you do? What can you do? Okay, all of this, David. What can I do? What can you do? What we have to do is educate ourselves. Number one, financial literacy is key. I've been saying that for years, that everybody needs to be doing that. Read the history books. And, my favorite books, I'm always showing them at the beginning of the year. These are my two favorites for the year. Screenshot those or remember these two books, Ray Dalio and Peter Zian. It gives you a real good idea of the world. Also, look up Tom Wheelwright to learn how to build wealth tax-free. So we should be doing that. Also, I would not be buying things right now houses, boats, RVs, expensive things, the fun things in life, cottages. This is not the time to be buying those things. What you could be buying is goods that you're going to be using no matter what. And this is what I say to my parents, to my brothers and sisters, to my friends. If you knew that this coffee can was $10 2 years ago and it's $20 this year, and now there's droughts everywhere on earth, where do you think the price is going to go? It's probably going to go up. If 80% of the world's almonds are all made in California and California has no more water to grow anything, what do you think is going to happen to the price of almonds? Right? So if we just have to think out a little bit, if we know the prices of those things are going to be going up, it's a good idea to stock up on those items. Now, don't buy anything that you're not going to use anyway. But when you look on the package, if it says on almonds that the box is good for 3 years or something like that, and you go through 2 boxes a year, why not buy 6 boxes right now? So like bulking up on some water, some food, some stuff that lasts a long time, fill your freezer up. It's just in case there's any shortages. But even if there isn't any shortages, you're going to be protecting yourself from a massive amount of price rise. Okay, so we talked about skills. We talked about bulking up in your house. If you have a kid that's going to grow out of a couple sizes, buy him some more clothes up ahead. Buy him some diapers if you can, because you know that the cost of those things are going to be going up in the future. Okay, so if you've already done that and bought up all this stuff in your house, food and things, and you've also committed to learning more things, we can be a little bit more bold and start investing. So investing in things like gold and silver today, especially silver, this is something you should be looking into, is investing into something like that. If you can do that and then just continue to learn as the economy is slowing down, because there will be a moment, there always is, where there's going to be a recovery. And likely, we don't know, it's no guarantees, right? Likely it's going to come, next year sometime when they stop raising rates as much, and then maybe even start lowering it again. At that point, it might be a very good time to start buying homes and stocks, for example, at prices that are so low that we may never see them that low again in our lifetime. So we got to just stay sharp, be watching, and be prepared. So don't buy anything now. And if you have a massive property, like a big property, and you're thinking of retiring, for example, and you're maybe entering your golden years, if that was you, I would be thinking about selling your very expensive place. As the prices go down, it doesn't go down equally. So it's not 25% off all houses. The top end houses might go down 50, 60, 70%. We've even seen 90% in the US that those homes dropped. The middle class go down a lot less, maybe 30, 40, 50%. But the basic homes, the entry-level homes, sometimes go up. Opposite. So that is what I would be saying. If you are in an entry-level home, keep it. If you're in a move-up home or the large homes, that would be something that you would probably want to be thinking of selling. if you were in a major city or the inner suburbs. Anyway, that's what we're going to say. That's what you can do to try to protect yourself. First and foremost, though, best return on your money is education. Anyway, I love helping you guys. I'm always here for your health, wealth, and happiness. Just let me know. Leave a comment if you like this type of stuff. If you don't like this stuff, you can let me know as well. Anyway, if you know one person that this helps, please send it over to them. It really helps the channel out. Really appreciate it.